Okay, so it's 65, almost 65 degrees outside today. And I thought I was going to come outside and see what the garden is looking like. So here I go. So all the snow is melted, and all the stuff that I thought I would handle before the snow came is still sitting out here on the ground. But it's okay. We're going to work on cleaning it up and get ourselves ready, start getting stuff in the ground. Okay, so I figured I'd just do a tour of what we have. That's the high tunnel down there. We'll go down there in a bit. This is the grapevine. So it grows up this trellis here, and then turns to like sticks over the winter. So that should be coming back. And I thought we had another one. Oh, I just stepped on it. It's this one here. It's not trellised. We were going to try to compare to see how the one on the ground did versus the one that was trellised. And then figure out how to trellis this one. So we'll see. All right. This was okra. And these can probably just come up out of the ground. Some people like to leave them in the ground because some insects sometimes like live in there over the winter, but it's kind of like a dead tree, so I don't know. At some point we end up just pulling it up out of the ground. All right, this was a wheelbarrow of something that should have went to the woods, but instead it sat here and then it fell over, so I gotta clean that up. This was the dahlia bed, and yeah, it's looking pretty good. I think there were peppers here too, I think, on this side. This side was where the dahlias are. So this probably has tubers underneath. And I grew these from seed last year. And in my zone, we're kind of like right on the edge of where you should take your tubers out of the ground, and where you could just kind of let them be in the ground all winter and still like come back like a perennial. So I was experimenting this year to see if they'll make it. So we'll see if this comes back into a plant. So I'm gonna leave that in the ground, but I'm taking all these dead pieces off right here. This is already looking kind of green, which is interesting. Like it didn't even die all the way. Let's see if I can get over there. See, it's like green in there. That's interesting. Hopefully that's a good sign. Yeah, look at that. Oh wow. Okay, well I'm not gonna break it off, because then if it's like semi-alive, I should probably let it be. All right, next bed. I think this had potatoes, and what my husband did is he went and he put straw down over the winter to kind of just prep it. So he did that. He did that here. This was potatoes. Potatoes. Here was a mix of stuff. I think there were eggplant, maybe even some onions. Oh, there's even, yeah, I didn't even take these tags out. Bush beans. So we have bush beans here. Bush beans are so fun to grow because you don't need to trellis them or anything. And they make, cute little bushes, and they're, you pick them and then they just keep coming back. So they're fun. Here was squashes, spaghetti squash. We did get quite a bit of spaghetti squash, and they were delicious. Cucumbers were here because of the trellis. And every year I want to move this trellis, like remove it, because it's really awkward to like try to, because it's 3 deep, like to try to prune that plant all the way back there. You have to like reach through the wire, and it's really difficult. You got to get in like, a weird position to be able to do that. I don't know what this is. This is probably some kind of weed. Yeah. I think this is that Perline weed. I don't know. Let me stop acting like I know. But I would love to be able to do one of those cow panel trellises to go from like here into like that one. That would be great. So we'll see if that happens this year. A really old chicken tractor that needs to, I think it's actually better than our other one down there. So maybe the chickens will come in there this year. We'll see. Okay, here I think I had some pepper plants, some zinnias. Ooh, I think this was a cabbage plant of sorts, and you can see this is it's probably still hanging on because it's still green. This looks like purple cabbage even, or kale. It's some sort of brassica, and I'm gonna leave that because I feel like that's gonna come back. This is a strawberry bed. Obviously those are perennials, so I don't need to do anything here. So this is what we did our winter sowing in last year. This year I didn't really do winter sowing, but since we are in a zone where the last frost, look at look at that, we put soil in here and put some of the runners in here. They just like kept going. But anyway, since we live in a zone where the last frost is like late into the spring, I can still do winter sowing even though it's March. So this was our herb bed on this side. So I have rosemary, and a lot of this will come back. I'm not sure exactly what will and what won't, but we'll find out. I did Thai basil, and that is the best ever to grow for herbs. For basil probably, although I have quite a few basils. I have cinnamon basil and lemon basil that I did kind of grow last year, but didn't really get to enjoy it much. Yeah, so anyway, there's oregano. I know that's a perennial. I think there was some, I can't understand what that says. Chives, I think. We didn't get chives, so I'll have to try that again. This is a weed. Ugh. A weed. Okay, sage. Yep, so that's the herbs. Here was okra, I can already tell by these things. Ugh. And those the roots on those things. I don't like to mess with them. They're thick, but they do need to come out. This stuff here looks like a weed to me. And this, if this is what I think it is, it's that creeping Charlie that goes everywhere. Unless, I mean, I don't know. Sometimes I think I know what I'm pulling up, and I'm pulling up a plant, but this shouldn't be happening right now anyway. And it's not my herbs in here, so I think we're good with pulling that up. Okay, next bed. I think I have flowers in here. I think this was an aster, which, interesting. I think these are some seeds. Let me see. Yeah, look at that. So I did this last year when I came out to like look at where we were at as far as getting the garden started, and I saw a marigold plant and it had the flowers, and the flower head was dry, and I was able to get a bunch of marigold seeds because I came out and checked. So look at that. Those are seeds. I can grow those. I could even just put them back in the ground and grow more plants right here. And I know asters are really pretty and they're perennial. But you see, I'm doing this right now, and unless I go back with and watch this video, I'm not going to remember that I did that. And I'm going to be weeding up all those plants. So it's cool in the sense, like, if I forget and it grows, it'll grow into a nice plant. But it's really good to, like, have a label whenever you plant something. I have so many times pulled up plants that I was thinking was weeds that were my plants. I see a dahlia label in here, so I think I had another dahlia over here. This plant, this bed here, let's see, kale, dinosaur kale, lacinato kale. So that's that. More stuff that needs cleaned up. Jugs for winter sowing. Okay, here, ooh, I remember this bed. So we got some strawberries. You see that over there? Well, neighbors came to say hi. This over here had strawberry plants, but I thought I would grow sunflower in here. And come to find out, you should not do that. I looked that up on Google after I had already planted everything and everything was already going strong. Found out that you should not do it because the sunflower suck up all the nutrients that your strawberries would use. So this bed struggled, and you could see like it should have been covered, overflowing like that other bed, but it's very sparse, like with the plants back here. So we had sunflowers, and then, you know, a couple of years ago, my husband had put a calendula plant in here, and it just went wild. Like in our zone, actually, calendula is an invasive, and I tried. It had like so many seeds. Like, yeah. Anyway, so that's probably gonna pop up in here too. But it's pretty, but it literally takes over. So here is the rhubarb, right here. Last year we transplanted, put a plant in that we got for free off of a Buy Nothing group in Facebook. And after we planted it, it was like a full-blown plant already. So we harvested off that plant last year. But this is the first year, this is also another plant, that it's serving us as a perennial. So that's pretty cool. Okay. Our last bed up here. Here. So it looks like nothing's going on in here, but we planted garlic in here. And last year we planted garlic. We did pretty well with it. Oh, what is this? It's not supposed to be like that. This is what we planted. So that's weird. That is not how you plant garlic. It usually goes in the ground. I don't know if something dug that up or what, but I'm gonna put it in there and see what happens, because that's where it's supposed to be. So last year, or 2 years ago, I guess you could say, oh, I see a plant. That is garlic shooting up, planted last October. Oh, here's another one. Oh, this is awesome. I guess if I look closely, I'll see that it's already starting to come up. I think, I don't know if that's grass or not. I don't know. But yeah, the first time we planted garlic, we did half of this bed. Like this half was elephant garlic. This half was like store-bought organic garlic. So it was much smaller, and they both did really well. We found that we liked the elephant garlic the best because it was easier to cut up and peel. So this next year, which was this last October, we just did the elephant garlic in this bed. So that's pretty much it. Those are all of our beds. So make sure you hit the subscribe button. I'm going to try to follow the process over the course of the gardening year. And I have the high tunnel to show you, and I have a few other spaces to show you. So make sure you stay connected to see what's happening in the garden. And I hope you're having fun getting started out in your garden.